I just had a word with the Chinese to English translator, who's had a word with a member of my Discord, and we discussed why does he translate the way he translates. And it is because he says it's because he's not 100% fluent in Chinese, and that because of the way I criticize the translations in the videos, creators are refusing to contact him, even though there's apparently no one else who would translate these projects. To which I say, and I said that to him as well, and I can agree, it's better to have some sort of translation and at least have some sort of idea of what's going on, rather than have no text whatsoever, empty cinematics, and names in Chinese or no names at all. But well, basically that's what I want to say in the video. That the original Flower Fairy seems to have, or rather, my criticizing of his translations seemed to have damaged his reputation, or so he expressed his thoughts. Like he said, it probably damaged. There's a chance it damaged my reputation. And by this, I don't want to, you know, fix the reputation, but I want to say, even though I criticize it, even though I think it's bad, it's less than good, it's still better than nothing. It's at least, it's still some sort of connection with, outside of Asia, outside of China. So if Flower Fairy or any other creator from China or an Asian country, but I think this applies mostly to China, is wondering whether they should or should not let their things be translated by this person. His Discord name is Tulee, Tulee, and his Hive Workshop name is Hive Workshop. Here we go. He already left the Discord, that's why I'm looking for his Hive Workshop. Of Crimson Tides. Let's have a look. Tulee as well. And it's this picture. Oh, shite. No, so it's like, sure, at least some translation is better than nothing. So like, even though my criticizing, I do mean it, I think it could be improved, and he said he knows it's not perfect, but it's good enough for him, and I see why it's good enough for him. I disagree it would be good enough, but, on the other side, it's still better than nothing. You can still present your campaign to others, and you can gather some followers from outside of China. And I know China is huge, but the outer world can also, like, you can get fans from other countries, so that's all I probably wanted to mention. It's likely I forgot things, but I thought of putting this at the start of the next Crimson Tides video, but I thought I would forget a lot of what I wanted to say here, so that's why I recorded it separately. So that's all I wanted to add. And also, I think I said in a video earlier, or maybe I wrote in a comment, regarding the offer to get me into contact with Flower Fairy. I think that offer expired by now, but the translator said that he doesn't have, he's busy, and probably Flower Fairy is busy as well, because he cannot contact Flower Fairy directly because he says they probably don't have Discord, or I say they probably don't have Discord, and he says they don't use any of what we use in outside of China, in terms of at least like Discord and these kinds of applications, because there's Tencent client, if I'm aware, or as far as I'm aware. Like if that offer, instead of to me, could go over to him, because oh yeah, there we go. I would have forgotten things, but I just remembered, because I asked him to ask Flower Fairy if he could be like more liberal with some of the translations, like if he could domesticate the words, because I didn't notice that, because maybe I misread it, but apparently what I call airship is called air battleship. That might not be correct, but I'm currently too lazy to open Workout and check. If that is the case, and with other names of units and heroes and abilities and scenarios and whatever, if he could kind of domesticate them, like instead of calling it air battleship, call it airship, and things like that. That would be great. And if you could get into contact with the creator through the person that offered to me to get into contact with the original creator, that would be great. Because I know I initially said I would translate these. Translate. Not translate. I said I would fix. But he himself, the translator, said I think he would fix them himself as well. Not in the ones that are already done, because he said he's very busy and it would take a lot of effort. But in the future ones, the level of translation could improve by a lot. Because he said he doesn't know if he would be allowed to be more liberal with the translation or not, because he hasn't asked yet. So what I'm asking for instead of him is, would he be allowed to do more liberal translations, translations that would make more sense in English in the future? Because, that would mean probably less criticizing from my part, and if other creators would allow him to do that as well, probably a overall better level of translation, because there has to be communication between the two subjects two people that one of them wants something translated and the other one wants to, translate it. So those are my points for the video, and this probably won't speak to everyone, only to people who know flowerfairy or have a contact onto that person. But still, I wanted to get it out before I forget, or before I wouldn't forget, but I would forget a lot of what I wanted to say. Like I almost managed to forget the second part of the more liberal translations and domestication, like instead of air battleship, call it airship, and things like that. So anyway, that's it, and I'll see you in the next one.